Hello, friends. I like to talk about music that people maybe don't know about enough or haven't paid enough attention to by the media and whatnot. Bands that I remember really liking and wondering at the time, why aren't these guys as famous as U2 or REM or someone? They're really good, and I used to tell all my friends and make cassettes. I don't know if it's a confession of distributing. But we used to make cassettes for our friends, and then of course they would go out and buy the album. But one of those bands was so influential, and you know that because you read interviews with popular bands that did make it, bands like the Smiths, who say that without this band, the Smiths would not exist. I believe Johnny Marr said that about this band. The band I'm talking about is called the Monochrome Set. They put out this album called Strange Boutique. It's on this kind of slightly shiny, silvery, grayish cover with a swan diver, I guess. But this album is so great. It's a pop album, post-punk pop album that really has no roots in punk rock. It's very clever. The songwriting is very meticulous and clever. The king of the band was always credited as Bid, but his real name is Ganesh Seshadri, and I believe that's how it's pronounced. And he always was on here as just Bid, lead vocals and guitars and whatever. And then his other band members were Andy Warren and Lester Square, guitar and bass and guitar. And various other band members, but they were all really good players, really good musicians. Bid was an amazing, still is. They're still out there. Go to their Wikipedia page. It has their timeline. They took some breaks. They went on hiatus a few times, but presently it says to present. So they are still existent. They haven't announced their retirement or cancellation of the band. They are still a band and probably still play. In fact, I know they played here in LA maybe a couple of years ago, maybe pre-pandemic, and I did not go see them. Regrettably, wasn't able to for some reason. But really great pop songs on here, really clever lyrics. There was a kind of a lyrical trend in a way where there was like a lot of double words, use words, very clever double meanings and word play and things like that in the way that the early Elvis Costello records had that kind of almost a street level poetry vibe to it. But in a way that was very clever turn of a phrase and words and unexpected twists in the structure of the lyrics and things like that. This band was like that quite a bit. They had songs about things that no other bands were writing about, and really unusual concepts to the songs. Just about every song on here is great, and in fact, it's one of those albums that you can listen to it from top to bottom, front to back, A to B, and every song on here is really fun, really clever. Bid's voice has got this kind of irony to it. He's almost like a bit of a tongue-in-cheek kind of level of humorousness to some of the songs, and like I was saying, in the way that maybe early Elvis Costello approached songwriting. But I believe Monochrome Set had a different. Elvis Costello was kind of going more towards a kind of a nostalgia vibe with some of his things. Monochrome Set was very modern. I think they were kind of mid-century modern. They were kind of that modernist kind of thing in a way. Maybe they were inspired a little bit by bands like Bebop Deluxe, the Bill Nelson bands, and that kind of music, the cleverness of it, and maybe some progressive type bands. But it's definitely pop. It's definitely upbeat, very enjoyable pop music, very very fun, kind of funny. Some of the songs have some humor to them, like Love Goes Down the Drain. Very funny song, The Lighter Side of Dating. Really good album. Maybe, I'm not sure if it's hard to find or not, but I think there was a re-release of it on CD that maybe had some extra tracks, which I recommend. They had some other albums as well. They are still working, still out there. I definitely recommend starting here at their first album. This is a really fun record. Great songs, really fun. I could go on and on, but I'm going to stop right here and let you go explore and see if you can find Monochrome Set. I know there's a few videos on YouTube of like live performances, I believe. Maybe some official music videos, but check them out. See if you like them. I think they're going to appeal to people that like that sort of post-punk, not angry, homemade kind of music. You know, the music that you can imagine these are real people playing it and wrote it, and they're not the sort of corporate rock. They're kind of under the radar rock, pop with an edge, you know, with a very clever, almost kind of maybe cynical a little bit, but definitely satirical in a way, kind of funny lyrics. I recommend them, the Monochrome Set. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you again real soon.